Hello and welcome to SenseAble Singing. I'm Alison Taylor, and today is day 9 of 21 days of Winter Solstice. We are moving mindfully and moving consciously towards the Winter Solstice on December 21st. Or if you're tuning in outside of this month, just using these videos as a little check-in, you are very welcome. So happy that you're here. So today I wanted to share a little bit more about the traditions of Winter Solstice. I'm curious to explore how people around the world, including yourself, mark this day. In some parts of the world it is the longest night. In other parts of the world you're at the same time in your shortest night. So for you, wherever you are, when you are celebrating or marking Winter Solstice, the shortest day and the longest night, what traditions do you have? If you were imagining a new tradition, what might that look like? So in today's video, I'm going to read a little bit to you from a website called The Goddess and the Green Man, which talks about Winter Solstice. So you can snuggle yourself into a comfy chair, grab a blanket and a cup of tea for a very short little story time. And then we're going to move together. And as always, you're invited to sing and add sound as you like. So here is a little excerpt from the Goddess and Green Man website talking about Winter Solstice. At the Winter Solstice, we reach the depth of darkness with the longest night of the year. Darkness has reached its peak. Now we start to wonder, will this continue? Will the earth grow darker and colder as the sun disappears into the south until only darkness is left? But at Yule, a wonderful thing happens. The sun stops its decline, and for a few days it rises in about the same place. This is a crucial time, the cusp between events. The sun stands still and everyone waits for the turning. In our heads we know the light will return, but in the darkness of winter can we be sure? Do our hearts believe what our heads tell us? Will the light keep its promises? We all have moments of darkness when we don't know how much deeper we will go before the light starts to return, or if it even will. The world has moments too. It understands us and lives as we do. The sun does start north again, and the light comes back. In the world, in our lives, the light comes back. This is indeed something worth celebrating, and it has been celebrated throughout the Northern Hemisphere in remarkably similar ways. This quote that I've read from the Goddess and the Green Man website is from the Pagan family. And you can see a link to that in the description below. So as you let these words land with you, just notice what you want to take in and what you want to leave. This is one example of this tradition of Winter Solstice, one viewpoint. What's yours? So I want to invite us to explore our own little moving meditation or moving exploration. This experience of the light, the dark, and also this moment of stillness that this excerpt talks about, where the sun stands still and everyone waits. So I would invite you to stand up. You can do this sitting as well. And if you can, find the ground supporting you. Notice how you're meeting the ground and how the ground meets you. You bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your ribs and just notice your breathing body. And say hello to yourself. You may close your eyes for a moment and just say a loving hello to yourself, your breathing body. it feels good to you, I want to invite you to begin a little bit of a jiggle. Start to wiggle your knees, letting your ankle joints, where your foot meets your lower leg, be loosey-goosey in that joint. Inviting a looseness to your knees and your hips as you let your jiggle move up into your pelvis. And you can let that jiggle now start to travel through your spine. Invite your hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders, collarbones, and your head into this jiggle as you really let yourself vibrate. And in a moment, I'm going to count down from 3, and we're going to pause, lifting one foot slightly off the ground. 3, 2, 1. Pause as you lift one foot off the ground. Here we are in that moment of suspended stillness, waiting for the jiggle, the movement to return. Bring your foot to the ground and shake, shake, shake again. Shaking can be great for just getting an energy shift, checking in with yourself. And 3, 2, 1, pause and lift the other foot slightly off the ground. And here you are again in a moment of suspension between 2 movements. Notice in this stillness, if you want to put your toe on the floor, you can. It's not a balancing competition. The earth will hold you if you fall out of the shape. Notice that there are micro movements happening in you, so that even in this suspended stillness, there is movement. Your breathing body, the micro adjustments in your musculature to sustain this shape. And then come back and shake, shake, shake. This time when we pause, choose a more challenging shape. 3, 2, 1, pause. And as you're here, letting your body nuance in this suspended stillness, this waiting for the movement to return. Can you still look around? Are you breathing, or are you holding your breath? Can you be in stillness and waiting without holding, without bracing? Last call for shakes. Shake, 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 shake. 3, 2, 1. Pick another shape. And notice in this suspension, is there availability in your joints? Could you pop a bubble with your fingertips and your toes? Or are you gripping? How do you wait in these moments of stillness and suspension for the next movement to come? And then bring yourself back to the floor, standing or sitting. You can bring your hand to your heart and your ribs. And notice how you feel in this moment of relative stillness. Notice your uprightness. Are you gripping the earth with your feet, or are you meeting it? How are you in this moment of pause between movements, where everything stands still and there's still movement? Please let me know if you have winter solstice traditions in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And if anything new or interesting came up for you in your jiggle and your pause, what did you notice? How did you experience yourself in the jiggle and in the pause? Please let me know below. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll see you next time.